Congress just let out for a 5-week recess. When they return, they'll have 9 days to reach a budget deal and avoid a government shutdown. But the word from those attending many congressional town hall meetings is shut it down if it ends the Affordable Care Act. That's certainly what Oklahoma U.S. Representative Tom Cole heard in Moore this week. In this ONR Extra, the Moore Republican responds to some of his constituents' concerns.
Do I want to defund Obamacare? Absolutely. I voted against it. I voted 40 times to repeal it. Now, the question is, do you want to shut down the government if you think that will achieve it? Well, I understand that, but let me talk to you a little bit about the consequences of what a complete government shutdown is. Number one, that means your troops in the field don't get paid. Military's not exempt. I'm sorry. Yes, well, of course I wouldn't do that. But that would happen. That's true. You know, we have 4 veteran centers in this district. We have 15,000 civilian defense workers at Tinker Air Force Base that are being furloughed, by the way, right now. That would be a complete job loss. We've got another 3,000, 4,000 in Fort Sill, National Weather Center. So those things are real. Just because you shut down the government doesn't mean the other side has to give in. Doesn't mean that the Senate has to pass the legislation. We can pass that, send it to the Senate. The Senate will refund Obamacare, send it back to us, you know, and then it would be up to us, if we rejected that, to shut down the government. I think politically that is an extraordinarily dangerous thing to do. And I don't think it will work. If it works, that's one thing. But you know, I don't think it will. I think it'll put millions of people out of work, and I think it'll really damage the economy and hurt a lot of innocent people. So at that point, what you're saying is, well, the President of the United States and the Democratic Senate will give in. Maybe you're right. You know, didn't work that way the last time. It's, you know, if we weren't winning on other fronts, if we weren't repealing parts of it, if we weren't making changes in it, but that's what you have elections to do. You know, you don't just because, you know, you feel so strongly about something, say, I'm going to put everybody at Tinker Air Force out of work. I hope they'll understand. You know, I'm going to, you know, not pay troops in combat in Afghanistan. I know they'll understand. I know they won't worry about their families not getting a check. Not going to, you know, those 90-year-old guys at the Veterans Center at Norman, they'll be fine. I'm sure the workers will still come in. You know, the National Weather Center, they're such great people. They'll show up to work and tell us without getting paid that there are tornadoes coming. You have to think that through. I suspect we will have a lot of discussions about this, but I don't want to be, you know, disingenuous and tell you that I think shutting down the government's a good idea, because I don't. And I would be being dishonest with you if I told you I thought, you know, again, it would work. And I'm not the only guy that thinks that. I don't think James Langford and Frank Lucas are dangerous liberals, or Tom Coburn, who also feel very strongly about this, or guys in other parts of the country like Roy Blunt or Richard Burr, who happened to be around for the last shutdown, and Tom was. If it would work, that's one thing. But, you know, I think it's very high risk, and it's very reckless with people whose jobs are on the line and whose, you know, our security as well. And I think it would be very damaging. So